What is up, guys? Today I am bringing you a undefeated Purrely deck profile. Let's get straight to it. Before we start, as always, for all my videos, I do have a giveaway. We have an Enlightenment Paladin QCR promo, a Dawn Zalongsa Lost Art promo, and then they send you of the 1,000 hands. This is also a Lost Art promo. To enter the giveaway, all you have to do is like, comment, and be a subscriber. Memberships are also a thing, so check that out. Now on to the deck profile. So Purrely's whole gimmick, for those of you that don't know, is they attach quick play spells to Ixie monsters, and when a quick play spell is attached to an Ixie monster, an effect happens, and it also gains an effect, and it can end up being extremely powerful. But there's only 2 main deck monsters, so it is a little rough, so if you don't start with one of them, you're going to have to use a quick play spell, discard, and special. So cards like Fenrir really come in handy and whatnot, but let's just get straight into the deck profile. First up, of course, we have a playset of Purrely. This is the pink cat, and the pink cat and the purple cat both have a summon effect. The normal or special summon effect of the pink cat is you activate the top 3 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can add 1 activated Purrely spell or trap to your hand. That usually hits because we max out the Purrely cards in the deck that we could play, or that we should play, I should say. They're all maxed out. So it should hit, but it can miss. And then its other effect is you will activate it and then reveal a Purrely quick play spell. So hopefully you activate its first effect, get a quick play spell, activate its second effect while it's on the field, reveal a quick play spell, and then overlay that quick play spell into an Ixie monster that mentions it, and start building up your Ixie monsters like that. Which leads us to our next one, which is Purrely. This is Purple Cat. Purple Cat's effect is when it is normal special summon, you will take a Purrely card from your deck that is not quick play and add it to your hand. So this is how you get into My Friend Purrely or Stray Purrely Street if you have to, and if you already have both of those, you can always do Pearl Leap or something like that. And then it also recycles. Its other effect is instead of revealing one from the hand, you take one from the grave. So you'll activate its second effect and take a quick play spell from the grave, overlay it onto Purrely, and then Ixie summon a monster that says or mentions that quick play spell that you used from the graveyard. And that is it for the Purrely monsters. So I will set these guys off right here. Now for the quick play spells, we're going to max out everything we can. We got Pretty Memory. All the quick play spells have the effect where you can discard 1 card and then special summon 1 level Purrely monster from your deck, so one of these guys. But then they all have their own unique effect. The unique effect of this one is each player gains 1,000 life points, and then you can choose to do the discard and special summon effect. But the quick play spells also give the Ixie monsters an ability as well. The ability that Pretty Memory gives is once per turn you can send 1 other card you control to the graveyard, target 1 card your opponent controls, and attach it to this card as material. Keep in mind that is a standalone effect where, so if you have 2 attached to the same Ixie monster, you can actually do that twice. Just send 1 other card, it doesn't matter if it's face up, face down, field spell, trap, monster, it doesn't matter what it is, just send 1 you control to the graveyard, then target 1 card your opponent controls, which is also important, it could be their field spell or something, and attach it to your Ixie monster as material. Really powerful. It does target, so that can mess you up sometimes against some, you know, boss monsters and whatnot, but it's a good way to get rid of back row or just like normal monsters or like whatever. The only thing is it is not a quick play. Up next we have 3 Purrely Happy Memories. Happy Memories effect is you choose 1 card on the field until the end phase. The first time it would be destroyed by card effect, it is not destroyed. And then like all of them, you can discard 1 card and special summon a level 1 Purrely monster from your deck. And the ability that this gives an Ixie monster is it can attack monsters a number of times each battle phase up to the number of Purrely Happy Memories attached to it plus 1. So if you have 1 attached to it, you automatically get 2 attacks, but it has to be monsters. You can't attack directly twice. So you're only able to attack directly 1 time. And then if you have 3 attached to it, you have 4 attacks as long as you're attacking monsters. Up next we have 3 Purrely Sleepy Memories. Sleepy Memories effect is the next battle or effect damage you take this turn will become 0, and then once again you can discard a card and special summon a level 1 Purrely if you want to. If you don't want to, that's totally fine, but the effect it gives an Ixie monster is once per turn during your opponent's standby phase, you can draw 1 card. So once again, if you have all 3 attached to a monster during your opponent's standby phase, you're drawing 3 cards. And then you can use Pearl Leap and like change your Ixie monster into a different one, and then activate it again in the standby phase, and you just drew 6 cards. Up next, unfortunately, is on the ban list, so we have 1 Purrely Delicious Memory. We are only allowed to play 1, and the reason why is because the ability that it gives a Purrely monster is for each material that that monster monster has, it gains 300 attack and defense. And like the others, that does stack, so it was 900 if you had all three attached. It was 900 per material attached to it. Just absolutely insane, so they had to hit it on the ban list. You're only allowed to have one now. But what its activation effect is, because these are all quick play spells, is you choose one monster on the field, and until the end phase of the next turn, it cannot be destroyed by battle, which actually can come in handy quite a bit. And that's all the quick play spells that Purrely has and that we're allowed to play. We maxed that out. Now time for non-quick play. We have 3 My Friend Purrelys. My Friend Purrely sucks when it comes to time, but when you're not in time, it's amazing. You pay 500, reveal 3 Purrely cards from your deck. They do not have to be different, they can be the same card. Then your opponent randomly will pick one and you add it to your hand. And then this is also a follow-up card, so is the field spell. If a face-up Purrely Ixie monster you control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, even during the damage step, you can add 3 Purrely quick play spells with different names from your graveyard to your hand, and then you can just start your whole process all over again. My Friend is very good, and that's usually the first one you get off Purrely. Then after that, we have 3 of the field spells, Stray Purrely Street. Stray Purrely Street is protection, and it is another target for Purple Cat to grab out of the deck. Your opponent cannot target Purrely monsters you control with card effects the turn that they are special summoned, which is insane. And then once per turn, if a face-up Purrely Ixie monster you control leaves the field because of an opponent's card, you can special summon 1 level Purrely monster from your deck. And these do have a summon effect, so if they get over one of your Ixie monsters and you have both these guys up, you get to take 3 quick play spells from your graveyard, add them to your hand, and then you get to special summon one of these guys from the deck and then activate their summon effect. So if you can just survive that turn, the next turn you're like fully set up to continue doing everything that you're gonna do. And then next, or last but not least, would be Purrely for the Purrely cards. If you don't have a 5 material monster to go into like X Purrely Noir, for example, Purrely is probably the card you want to use. You target one Purrely Ixie monster you control, special summon from your extra deck another Purrely Ixie monster with a different rank. So pretty much you rank jump from 2 to one of your level 7 Purrely monsters. The only downside is you have to return it to the extra deck during the end of the next turn, but you can always attack with it and then make Zeus or something like that. And then for the grind game, it does have an effect where you can banish this card from your grave and target 3 Purrely monsters in your graveyard and shuffle them into the deck. But this is the card where you can do like do just absolutely insane plays with like Sleepy Memory, for example. So let's say you have like a happiness out with 3 Sleepy Memories on it. For some reason, that is a thing that exists. You activate during the standby phase, you'll activate happiness, draw 3, activate Purrely, make that a Noir, and then you'll activate Noir and draw 3 again. It's just absolutely incredible and pretty busted. So that is it for the Purrely cards. Let's get into the actual spice of the deck, because this is extremely basic. Every deck list runs this. Let's get into the spice. First of all, we do play 3 Fenrir. If you're getting beat up on, you are going to have to use your quick play spells to special summon from the deck quite often. And Fenrir, the main reason he's played is A, because he's really good, and B, because you special summon him and then you search another Fenrir and you usually end up discarding the second one. But any form of interaction that you have on your opponent's turn is just insanely good, and Purrely has a lot of interaction anyway, and then a Fenrir on top of it is just insane. Let me play 2 Prosperity because it can get a little bricky and we don't need our full extra deck. So the way I look at it is if you don't need your entire extra deck, you either play Prosperities or like Super Poly. In this case, it will be Prosperities. After that, we have 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Effect Veiler, 3 enemy controllers, and then 3 impermanents. It's pretty basic. Effect Veiler came back because of Rescue Ace. Ash is good against everything, specifically like braided matchups. Imperm is how you negate something without getting thrusted or talented, you know, afterwards. And then enemy controller is extremely good if you are going second. So you're going to summon a cat and they're going to try and get rid of whatever you summon as fast as possible. They're going to Ash it, Imperm it, Effect Veiler it, Ghost Ogre it. They're going to throw everything they can at that one cat because that one cat is going to make an insane monster that nobody can deal with. So enemy controller is a way to be like, okay, fine, you're getting rid of my monster. Well, I'm going to get rid of it first and I'm going to take one of yours instead. So enemy controllers worked out quite a bit. An enemy controller and then one of the side deck cards is actually how I won the final game that I did. In the last matchup, it took me from being 4-1 to 5-0, or potentially being 4-1, I should say. We were both 4-0, it was the final round. But that wraps it up for the main deck. Let's get on to the extra deck. First off, for the extra deck, we have 2 X Purrely Noirs. X Purrely Noir is the monster everybody knows. If it has 5 or more materials, it is completely unaffected by card effects. The only way to get rid of it is to attack over it if it is not protected from battle, but it starts off with 2800 defense, and then if it has delicious attack, that's going to end up being an outrageous number. Dead minimum minimum it'll be 43 if it has 5 materials, and then it has a non once per turn quick effect if it has a level 1 Purrely monster attached to it as material, which it should, because whatever other Purrely monster you made this with is going to need that level 1. If you don't have a level 1 Purrely monster attached to it, it's just a normal effect, it's not a quick effect, but it's not once per turn. You detach 2 materials from this card, target 1 card your opponent controls are in their graveyard, and you place it on the bottom of the deck. This works insanely well against tier elements and pretty much anything else. Something I did forget to mention is one of this card, the Stray Purrely Street. During the end phase, you get to attach a card as material to an Ixie monster you control, and you attach it from the deck or grave. So if you like first turn get into Noir, during the end phase it's gonna have 6 materials, and then during their end phase it's gonna have 7 and continue on and on. But anyway, this is the monster that Purrely is known for and the one that makes it almost unbeatable. After that, we have 2 Happiness. This is the like gun quote unquote of the deck, 2000 attack, and its counterpart is Happy Memory, which will let it attack any monster or monsters up to the number of happy memories that it has on it +1. So this is the one that can attack your opponent's entire board basically, and then if it declares an attack at the end of the damage step, if he battled, you can add 1 Purrely card from your deck to your hand. And then since Purrely, like the Purrely cards you're going to add, they're all quick play spells, so you'll like say this is attached, you can attack a monster, and then if it has Happy Memory attached to it, you can half the attack of 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. So you'll attack a monster, half that monster's attack or a different monster's attack, and then attach another Happy Memory to it, and then do it again, and then attach another Happy Memory to it, and then do it again, up to 3 times per turn. All the level 2s, it's up to thrice per turn, so 3 times they can attach a card to them. They all have that effect where when you activate a quick play spell, a Purrely quick play spell card, you can activate them in response to it and then attach that spell to them and still get the effect that this gives and the original effect that happens just from activating it. The only thing that would make Happiness better is if you could attack directly with her, because she has 2000 attack, and if you get all 3 Happies attached to it, that's 4 attacks, so it's exactly 8000. That would be insane, but you know, once again, it would be just way too good. 2 Beauties, because Beauty is the negate of the deck. Beauty's effect is once per turn, you can target 1 effect monster your opponent controls and negate its effects till the end of this turn, and then it's a quick effect if it has Pretty Memory. So Pretty Memory is the counterpart of Beauty, and the names kind of go along, like Happy goes in Happiness, Pretty goes into Beauty, things like that, so it's kind of easy to remember. And then it has the standard effect where up to 3 times per turn, when you activate a Purrely quick play spell card, you can attach that card to this card's material. And then its attach effect, they all have an attach effect also. The attach effect of this one is you change the battle position of 1 monster, so you can move a monster from attack to defense or from defense to attack if you want. Which brings me to this card. I forgot to say Happiness's attach thing, so you're attaching multiple times to this card during the battle phase. What this card does is it returns 1 spell or trap your opponent controls to their hand every time you attach to it. And then we go into the one-ofs. We have 1 Plump. Plump is insane. She recycles anything. You can get your Prosperity or your enemy controller or something and attach to this card. This card beefs up really quickly to go into X Purrely Noir. And the effect actually reads once per turn, you can target up to 2 spell or traps in the graveyards and then attach them to this card's material. So it could be either graveyard, which is kind of interesting. And then it's a quick effect if it has Delicious Memory. That is the card that is banned, and well, not banned, it's at 1 now, it's limited. And then the effect Plump gets when you attach a card to it is you can banish 1 monster on the field till the end phase. But keep in mind that's only for Purrely quick play spells. It doesn't count if you attach like a Prosperity to it as material. You can't do it then. But if you do attach a Purrely quick play spell, you'll get to banish a monster on the field till the end phase. Then the last one of is Noir. This is the newest Purrely monster, and it's really good starting off with this going second, because once per turn you discard 1 card, target 1 card your opponent controls, or up to 2 if it has Sleepy Memory as material, and then return that card to hand. So you can discard 1 to get rid of 2 cards your opponent controls. But the other thing to keep in mind is you're also going to have all the effects that all the different quick plays give these cards. And for Noir's case, if it's just a level 1 Purrely monster and just a Sleepy, during your opponent's standby phase you get to draw a card. But when you attach a card to it as material, its effect is you can set 1 Purrely trap directly from your deck, and that's just the really quick way to get into Purrely, which also does make life easier if you're going first, if you want to get into Noir, or let's say you have to go into Noir because of your hand or something like that. Because Sleepy's going to let you draw cards, and then you're already going to have a Purrely set, and if you don't, you're going to search it, hopefully, if everything goes correctly. But then that is it for the Purrely lineup. Once again, this is standard. So let's get into the rest of the extra deck. We do have one Zeus. Obviously, we're playing an Ixie deck, so Zeus is definitely in here. And for the longest time, and I always swore by it, I did play 2 Zeuses. Since then, other cards have came out. So now I play the Dark Zeus. I play a Sky Crisis. Sky Crisis versus some decks is just absolutely unbeatable. It's just incredible, and it's absolutely insane. We do play one Downard. Downard is how you can get into a 2-wipe Zeus very easily, because you already have a 2 material like Noir, Plump, or Beauty, or whatever. You already have that. All you have to do is attack with them, and then you go Downard Zeus, and now you have a double wipe Zeus. And it does come up where you're stuck with like 2 Purrely monsters and like no quick play spells, so we have things for that. We play one Slacker. Slacker is really good because you don't have to detach, and then the first time it would be destroyed by battle, it's not. So it only has 200 attack, but you can go into Slacker, attack something, eat the battle damage, and then go Downard Zeus, which is insane. Some people don't play Slacker, but it's just too good to not play. And then of course we have one SP Little Knight for if you have just 2 monsters and you can't do anything with just your 2 Purrely monsters. Another thing is we do play a spell deck, so we do have an Azalea. And then we do play a level 1 deck, so we do have an Anima as well. But that is it for the extra deck. Let's go into the side deck. The side deck is pretty spicy. The side deck consists of a super good going first card that is actually, this is actually the reason why I went undefeated in the first place, is Summon Limit. This deck can play Summon Limit really well after it gets set up, because once you get into Noir, you're just building Noir up, and if you have to go into Zeus, you can also do that while under Summon Limit. It can hurt a little if you need to build like a brand new Noir, but regardless, it's just a super good trade. It hurts your opponent more than it hurts you, so that's something to keep in mind about some of these. Up next, we got 3 Eclipses. Eclipse kind of fell out after Kashtira stopped being played, but now I would say it's probably back in. Then we have 3 Droll. If you're facing Vanadium and you Droll them, you just win. That's literally the way it is. Unless they have every card that they would want to search in their starting hand, as soon as you place Droll down, they're going to pass. Then in case you're fighting Tier Elements, which did happen, we do play 3 D-Shifter. D-Shifter does hurt a little bit because Purple Cat actually does need a card in the grave in order to make an Ixie monster. But would you rather have an Ixie monster, or would you rather a Tier Elements player not have a board at all? It's kind of one of those things, but like if they draw or something, or like standby main or whatever, and it's, you know, turn 1, you just D-Shifter, they're probably just gonna pass, and you do have things you can do, but you're not gonna have a board that's gonna just instantly win. And then on Tier Elements next turn, their turn 2, they're gonna absolutely just wipe the floor with you if you don't have like a full Noir or something like that. But if you time D-Shifter right, if you time it perfectly and they're already committed to a play, it can definitely really mess them up. And then just basic filler, we have 2 Lightning Storm, just basic, you know, going second cards, 2 Lightning Storm, 1 Feather Duster. People are starting to play Labyrinth more, I have noticed. I didn't face Labyrinth, but you know, Feather Storm's just in there. And that is it for the side deck. So that is it for the video, you guys. I would do like test hands or like a combo or something like that, but with this being a popular deck in Master Duel, Purrely combos are literally everywhere. You can look it up and 50 million things will appear. So I'm not gonna waste your time, and I'm also trying to keep my videos to like 25 minutes maximum, and I've been recording for 36. So after editing, I'm not sure how long it's gonna be, but regardless, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're here for the first time, thank you for coming. Check out my other deck profiles. I have tested every single deck profile I've ever came out with religiously, but as always, I will catch you guys next time.